Good morning, grade 5. How are you all? I hope you guys are safe and sound at your places. Well, I wish good health to you and your family. Grade 5, today we are going to start our online lecture number 13, and the topic is major historical events. Well, let's not forget this is going to be your 8th lecture of the topic major historical events. So, guys, let's move towards our next slide. Well, let's talk about the overview of lecture number 13. Guys, in our today's lecture, we guys will discuss about the comparison of life in early versus present Pakistan. We'll also talk about the good characters in history. And firstly, in today's lecture number 13, we are going to discuss Molvi Fazlul Haq. So, gear up yourself and we are going to start our online lecture number 13. Well, grade 5, as you can feel in my today's lecture, I'm not very much energetic or I'm not speaking very loudly because I am not feeling well. So, guys, this is my request to you all that stay safe, stay home because situation is getting worse with every passing day, and we have to take care of yourself and the life of our dear ones. So, this is your social responsibility to take care of yourself and make sure you're wearing mask, you are taking proper care, and you're washing your hands for at least 20 seconds. Like you have to repeat this activity several times in a day. And guys, make sure that you're also taking care of this thing, that all the people who are nearby your area or living in your society, they are wearing masks. If they are not doing so, you can complain against them, or firstly you have to request them. If they are not listening to you, must go for complain option, because we have to take care of your life, because our life is connected with the life of our dear ones. Okay, so it comes in our social responsibility that we have to wear masks, we have to use hand sanitizer. And guys, one more thing, that you have to keep some safe distance from the people who are coughing, who have sneezing issues, or who are sick. Okay, if they are sick or not, but still we have to keep some safe distance, because we have to maintain some social distancing. That is the only key which we can use during these tough days. So I hope you guys are, like taking care of yourself, and you are just listening all the instructions which I'm giving, during my lectures. So let's proceed our lecture, but make sure you will stay home, you will stay safe. Okay? See ya. Well, grade 5, as I told you that today we are going to discuss the comparison of life in early versus present Pakistan. So let's talk about it. Well, guys, Pakistan had to face many difficulties in the early years, and guys, there was very serious problem of refugees from India, because there was a shortage of government offices, educational institutes, banks, factories, and guys, there were difficulties in payment of salaries to the government servants, and railways, road, water system, electric supply. And guys, all these services were in danger, and they were in very bad condition. Well, if we talk about the comparison of life in early versus present Pakistan, you can see the several pictures right now on the screen. You can see that, when Pakistan came into being on that time, what type of scenario it was. And after getting independence, Pakistan struggled a lot, and now the face of Pakistan is absolutely different. So, guys, while I'm delivering the lecture, you have to see the slides which are right now on my screen, because they are showing the comparison of the life, before independence or after independence. Okay. Guys, you know what? The number of school, colleges, and universities, medical engineering colleges were very small. Moreover, the death of the Qaid Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah in 1948 also the shocked, kind of a shocking news for whole country, and shocked us. Okay, so we were devastated, and we were not in that condition where we can establish ourselves. But you can see that what type of picture was in past, and what type of picture we have developed in present. Okay, so these two pictures which are right now on your screen, these are the pictures when Pakistan declared as a, it's a Islamic Republic, and Pakistan got independence. And you can see the picture of refugees on the screen, and the next picture is a picture of seaport of Karachi. It's mean we have developed a lot. Okay, but guys, in present time, the industry of Pakistan is developing with the food and health, education, and you can say that many more facilities now available in our country. Well, guys, export human resources, and you can say that increasing in population, corruption, terrorism, and political instability and illiteracy are, there are the several hardships which we are facing in present time. But still we can say that Pakistani government is struggling to bring peace and economic stability in the country. But guys, there is a hope that our present will improve with the effort of the government, right? So you can see that when Pakistan declared as a separate country from subcontinent, you can see that what type of scenario it was. And now Pakistan is enough developed, and still we are on the road of development. And guys, we are trying to build up the you can say that one of the strongest economy. Okay, so this is a picture on your screen which is on the left hand. That is a picture of Islamabad. You can see that when Pakistan came into being on that time, there were a lot of problems which Pakistani people were facing because they were homeless, and there was a shortage of government offices, factories, and guys, there was a difficulty in payment of salaries to the government employees. Okay, so there were not enough jobs on that time because that was absolutely a newly born state. So Pakistan, Pakistani government, and you can say that the government of Pakistan struggled a lot, and we are still struggling. We are struggling to remove terrorism from our country. We are struggling to bring peace in our country. So hopefully the day will come when Pakistani government will you can say that establish the government which is free of corruption. I hope so. So guys, this is how you can say that how the life was in the past and how life is right now in our present. Okay, so see the pictures right now on the screen. So how people were, they were when they came to Pakistan from different parts of the India, they were called refugees. And guys, they were absolutely empty handed. They didn't have any property, nor any money, nor any kind of shelter. So they established themselves in Pakistan because they wanted to live life in a country which has their own political views, and where they can practice their religion independently. So that's how you can say that Pakistan shaped itself. Okay, from the time when Pakistan got independence from the British rule. That was the time of 14 August 1947. So let's talk about our next slide. Guys, as I told you that firstly we'll talk about the comparison of life in early versus present Pakistan, and that point is available on your book page number 55. So let's talk about our next discussed point, mention point. So guys, in our today's lecture, we'll also talk about Molvi Fazlul Haq, because we are going to start discussing the good characters in history. Firstly, we'll talk about Molvi Fazlul Haq. Then in our next lecture, we'll discuss Nelson Mandela, inshallah. And guys, then we will talk, I'll give you the brief view about Zarbe Azab. Okay. So let's talk about Molvi Fazlul Haq. Well, grade 5, today we are going to talk about good characters in history, and firstly, as I told you, we'll discuss Molvi Fazlul Haq. Guys, Molvi Fazlul Haq was the person who presented Lahore Resolution in 1940. And guys, Minar-e-Pakistan in Lahore was built to keep the memory of Lahore Resolution alive. and I'm very sure many of you have seen Minare-Pakistan. Well, guys, Minare-Pakistan was built to keep the memory alive of Pakistan Resolution. And guys, Pakistan Resolution was presented by Maulvi Fazlul Haq, and that was a resolution who gave the platform to build a separate country, because that was the time when Pakistan got the right direction. Pakistani leader turned the, you can say that, the boat towards the right direction, and we guys got our homeland right in 14th August 1947. And guys, Pakistan resolution is called as a landmark in the history of subcontinent. Okay, so let's talk about Maulvi Fazlul Haq. Guys, Maulvi Fazlul Haq is popularly known as Sher-e-Bengal, and Maulvi Fazlul Haq was a leader who for more than half century was in the front line of all political activities pertaining to the movement of Pakistan. Well, guys, he made valuable contribution towards the political, social, educational uplift of Muslims in the subcontinent. Okay, let's not forget he was the one who was at the front foot. Okay, so he was the one who gave the right direction to all the Muslims of subcontinent. Well, guys, he was born on 26 October 1873, and he received his elementary and religious education at home. And he learned the Holy Quran and Arabic and Persian from well-known scholars. Well, guys, Maulvi Fazlul Haq excelled, in his studies, and guys, he passed his BA, securing the honors in physics, chemistry, mathematics, and his MA with, from the University of Calcutta. He passed his masters from Calcutta. Okay, guys, in 1900 he was enrolled as a advocate in Calcutta High Court. Well, as I told you that Maulvi Fazlul Haq Sher-e-Bengal was also the advocate. Well, guys, after practicing law in his hometown, he realized that main cause of backwardness of Muslims of Bengal was the lack of education. Well, educational uplift and you can say that political advancement of the Muslim became the goal of his life, because he came to know in that time that why Muslims are, like way much far away from British people and Indian people. And guys, from that time he was the one who struggled a lot to unite all Muslims and to give them modern education. Okay, guys, in 1973, he was elected as a Chief Minister of Bengal. Well, during the All India Muslim League session of 23rd March 1940, he was presided over by Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. And you can say that, Maulvi Fazlul Haq rose to move the historic Pakistan resolution and spoke of protecting the rights of the Muslims of India. Guys, he died right in 1962 due to the bad health. Well, let's not forget he is one of those leaders who was on the front foot, during the struggle of Pakistan. And guys, he made the valuable contribution towards the political, social, educational uplift of the Muslims of the subcontinent. Okay, so guys, Maulvi Fazlul Haq is the one whom we are discussing in good characters in history. Okay, so you can see the picture of Maulvi Fazlul Haq. Guys, he is also known still in Bengal as a Sher-e-Bengal. Okay, that was, you can say that that name has been given to him because of his bravery, because of his courage, and he was the one who stood always on the front foot to uplift the Muslims of subcontinent. Guys, before I wrap up the lecture number 13, let's talk about it that what we have learned in our today's lecture. Grade 5, in our today's lecture, we have discussed about the comparison of life in early versus present Pakistan. And in the series of good characters in history, firstly, we have talked about Maulvi Fazlul Haq, right? And guys, we have also discussed, as I told you, that Pakistan had to face many difficulties in the early years. And guys, in the present time, the industry of Pakistan is developing. You can see the comparison of early Pakistan and present Pakistan on your slide. Well, I have also told you that, in early time, Pakistan faced the problem of refugees from India, and there was a shortage of government offices, shelter, education, institute, banks, factories, and many other places from where we can get from where they can earn their bread. And guys, you can see that the present Pakistan is absolutely different from the Pakistan we had in past, right? And guys, in present Pakistan, the industry of Pakistan is developing. Good food facilities, health, education are now available. And guys, export and you can say that human resources abroad are increasing, okay? Because people are, getting better life with every passing day. And guys, government is struggling to give the better life to the people, and we have discussed the picture of present Pakistan with a picture of past Pakistan, right? And guys, we have talked about good characters in history, and firstly, in this series, we have discussed about Molvi Fazlul Haq. I have told you that how he was on the front line to uplift the Muslims of subcontinent. And guys, right after declaration of Pakistan Resolution 23rd March 1940, he came to know that why Muslims are, what is the main cause of the backward of the Muslims of Bengal. Guys, that was lack of education, and educational uplift and political advancement was the basic cause. Because of that, Muslims of subcontinent were suffering, okay? And you can see the young picture of Maulvi Fazlul Haq. And guys, he was known as a Shere Bengal, and he was selected as a, as you can say that he was the one who uplifted the Muslims of subcontinent by his educational reforms. And girls and guys, this was going to be the wrap up session of your lecture. That was the brief lecture which I have delivered on the good characters in history. Firstly, we have talked about Molvi Fazlul Haq, and tomorrow we'll discuss, inshallah, about Nelson Mandela. And that will be going to be your last lecture of the topic major historical events. I know very well this topic, has, lots of, details, and we have discussed so many things in this lecture. We have talked about two nation theory, we have discussed, several things. And firstly, we have talked about war of independence, right? So, girls and guys, take care of yourself, and inshallah, I will see you in your next lecture. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye bye. Allah Hafiz.